Chapter 237. What on earth are you doing? Nathan Zuckerman wore a baffled expression. Rather than responding, either finally landing and sprinting towards Ajane, leaving behind a single phrase. Attack the main body, not the tail. What? Something came out from the ground. What's that? It looks like a spear, and it's connected to a tail? The elder siblings had just managed to find the main body burrowed in the ground, conjuring up their magic stones. Now that they have found the main body, they can handle the rest. Ajane was lying a bit further from where Yudir had last seen him. His body was a mess. He must not have evaded the piles of dirt properly. Are you the second prince of Nalan? Even from the silver strands of hair alone, it was clear that he was Ajane. However, Yudir approached and asked out of courtesy. Ajane groaned and lifted his head in response to Yudir's voice. His face was smeared with blood, as if his forehead has been torn open. You are that from the Imperial Garden back then? Yes, the one from the cavalry. Yudir Ale, right? Surprisingly, Ajane remembered Yudir's name correctly. Yes, that's correct. What happened? The presence of the cavalry here? I am a member of the first dispatched cavalry sent to escort you, Your Highness. We happened upon this monster attack while on our way to the rendezvous point. Yudir never expected to run into Prince Ajane and his party in such a place. Upon hearing Yudir's indifferent response, a faint smile crossed Ajane's face as the hard lines of his weary expression faded. Astonishing. I thought I was going to die, but not only did I survive, I ran into you again in this way. It seems God hasn't abandoned me yet. Are you able to stand up? Yes, if you could help me a bit. Yudir helped Ajane to his feet by draping the prince's arm over his shoulder. As Ajane leaned on Yudir and staggered, he glanced at the churned earth and the fallen monster, and his eyes widened. Did you defeat it? Yes. We couldn't even scratch it despite our numerous attempts. How did you manage? Every monster has a weakness. The weakness of this monster is in the main body, buried in the ground. Unless you attack that, it cannot be brought down. I see. So that's why. Ajane, sounding rather resigned, began to step forward, then grimaced with pain, biting his lip. Ah, did you injure your foot? I can walk. I'm okay. One of his ankles were bloodied, but Ajane stubbornly tried to keep walking. His previously calm expression was replaced by the fleeting shadow of a wounded pride. Ignoring this, Yudir spoke. Don't push yourself. Stay still. A shadow that can transport you will arrive soon. Please endure until then. A shadow? Yes, it's my colleague's ability. Using it, you can travel without any jolting and arrive safely at the rendezvous. Upon hearing Yudir's response, Ajane was silent for a moment. I envy you. Pardon? Even though I have trained enough to gather some aura and received praise for my talent with the sword, all I felt was frustration against that monster. But the power you and your companions have to deal with such a creature so easily. It was a power that had come to him without effort, yet it was incredibly potent. Jealousy radiated from Ajane's eyes. Not knowing how to respond, Yudir opted for silence. After a moment, Ajane gave a bitter smile, his mysteriously purple eyes twinkling. I apologize. That was not something I should have said to the person who saved my life. No, it's fine. I have thought this before, but you seem like a really good person. Yudir Ale, a good person? If the knights from the Imperial Knights, whom he had soundly trashed not too long ago, heard this, they would be astounded. Regardless of his perplexing expression, Eugene looked down at Yudhir's shoulder that was propping him up and continued speaking. Perhaps our encounter is a matter of fate, going beyond mere fortune. Pardon? I don't mean it in a weird way. Eugene quickly added, concerned that Yudhir might misunderstand. I just think that us crossing paths twice now might suggest some powerful connection between us. The first to detect this crisis situation was Kishir, so if it's a matter of fate, wouldn't that fate be between Ajay and Kishir? Yudhir decided not to explain this, fearing it might upset the bleeding prince. He must be disoriented from losing so much blood. The shock must be significant. He needs medical attention soon. Just then, Gakane's shadow approached rapidly, allowing Ajay to receive treatment shortly. Prince! The moment they returned to where Kishir, Khana, Gakane, and Lusan were, Melbourne, bandaged in various places, rushed over with a pained expression. I'm so relieved you are safe. By God, God has watched over us. Thank you. But the amount of blood you have lost, oh my goodness. I see you are safe too, Melbourne. Yes, thankfully these people saved me. Jen and Faithy are safe too, so don't worry too much. Tears welling in his eyes, Melbourne wiped them with his sleeve. Priest, this man is our prince. Please tend to his wounds. Understood. While in the middle of healing others, Lusan rushed over to examine Ajay's condition. Fortunately, your injuries are not severe. Receiving a bit of divine power and rest for a day or two, and you should recover quickly. Lusan carefully cleaned the blood from Ajay's face, ankles, and other parts with a wet cloth, then used his divine power. In no time, Ajay was able to stand on his own, looking pale but otherwise recovered. Thank you. It's fortunate to meet such a skilled priest here. You flatter me. As Lusan scratched his head and looked down, blushing, Ajay bowed his head in thanks. No, it is us who should thank you for healing me and my men. Prince Ajay. At that moment, Kishir, who had been nearby, approached. The atmosphere changed instantly at the arrival of the man with extraordinary appearance and physique. It's the first time we are having a personal conversation. I am Kishir Lahore, the commander of the cavalry and the Duke of Paleta, here to assist you with this incident. Ajay stared at Kishir's extended hand for a moment before quietly accepting it. I am Ajay of Nalan, the second prince of Nalan. I was well aware of your reputation, Duke, and that of your cavalry. We owe you a great debt this time. I came here to help, so it's only natural I did my part. I'm just glad we didn't arrive too late. After the gentle exchange of pleasantries, the two men released each other's hands. Yudhir, who had never seen the two men interact in his previous life, was momentarily captivated by the sight of their smiling faces greeting each other. Yudhir, that's the second prince of the Nalan, right? But he had no time to be absorbed in the contemplation. Kana, who had appeared late, asked him a question in a whisper, her face bright with excitement. This prompted Yudhir to promptly withdraw his gaze from the fascinating scene. Yes. Wow, I saw him from a distance at the party before, but I didn't realize how mysterious his eye color is up close. It's beautiful, like a gem. The lilac-colored eyes passed down through generations of the Nolan royal family were not clearly visible from a distance. Only when viewed up close did they reflect the light, shining like amethyst. Aren't you amazed either? Not really. Even if they were mysterious, there were still parts of a human body, just like his own. He didn't find it particularly noteworthy. While Ydir watched Kishir and Ejen conversing, Gakane also approached and stood by his side. He looked worn out from having used his shadow clone to transport not only the injured but also the bodies of the monsters and others who had fallen in the vicinity. You are both here? Gakane, have you finished moving everything? When Kana asked, her eyes wide, Gakane nodded. Yes, you must be exhausted. Go and get some healing from the priest. I am more worried that Ydir might hurt himself using his powers. Despite being likely the most exhausted among them, Gakane was concerned for Ydir. I am okay, Ydir reassured him before adding that he should go and get healed. Gakane cast a worried glance at Ydir's gloved hand before turning away. Now, we should prepare to leave soon. We must protect Prince Ajane and his entourage cautiously until we reach our destination. From now on, 2 people will ride on each Misty Wind horse. Not long after, Kishir concluded his conversation with Ajane and issued new orders to his men. It was a command for them to share their horses temporarily to protect Prince Ajane and his party, who had lost all their horses and carriages in the chaos. The men dismounted their horses and welcomed their new companions. The surviving entourage of the Prince Ajane rode with Gakane, Kana, and Emun, while the elder siblings naturally ended up riding together. And Ydir found himself face to face again with Prince Ajane, whose eyebrows were lowered in a playful smile. Here I am in your debt again. I appreciate your assistance. The pleasure is mine.